Hey everybody, this is the intro from the TechSpace, and in this tutorial what I'm going to be going over is the process of finding an outlier within a set of data. So as you can see here, I have a set of data in column 1 labeled temperature that has temperatures of different individuals, and we'll see how many values there is. So there's 106 values. And an outlier, as you probably know, is a value that doesn't match up to all of the other values. So in other words, a value that is very far away from the average mean of other values, or from the extreme high or extreme low of a specific set or group of values within your data. So what you'll see here is when we go to data in StatDisk and we go to histogram, is within the set of data we'll be able to see whether this chart leans right, left, or if it is a normal distribution. So if you have a normal distribution, you'll go from low to high and then back down to low, and you'll gradually progress. As you can see, it goes from low to high, but it goes towards the right. So this is called a right skewed histogram. So with this right skewed histogram, what we're going to know from this specifically is that the data might not have a lot of outliers, but in terms of the extreme values or the higher values that we're going for, there's more higher values than there are mid values or low values. So from this histogram, what we're going to do is go back to data and go to normal quantile plot. So plot your first row again and you'll get your plot. So what we'll see here is the end value, which is 106 people, or 106 specific tests that were done. So as you can see is our line right here, and you can see a few dots, this one right here and this one up here, that aren't on this line, and these would be known as the outliers of this quantile plot or this specific set of data. So that's basically how you find outliers in any set of data. You don't really need to load in a histogram, but to see how your data is distributing over a set is basically, it's really important when you're going to actually explain what that outlier means. So see right here, 96.5 degrees Fahrenheit. If I was to choose that as an outlier in a class or anything, I'd have to explain why that outlier is an outlier and why it can't be accepted as just a normal value, even though it's just a little bit off from this low value right here. You have to have a way of explaining that, and this, knowing that it is a right skewed histogram, is a very good representation of why this outlier is in the low part of the graph instead of in the high part of the graph. So again, there is another value in the high part of the graph, but as you can see, the variation from these 2 points is a lot smaller than the variation from these 2 points. And that's basically how you find an outlier. I explained it a little bit more. I don't want to confuse you guys. Outlier is specifically a value that is not by other values. So knowing that and knowing how to explain that is very important. And that's basically what the message I'm trying to get across here is: just know how to explain, don't just know how to find the value. But thank you guys for watching. I have other videos on stats if you want to go check them out. I have other videos on a lot of tech, a lot of math stuff. So go check out my channel. Please subscribe, like, and leave a comment below if you have any questions, and I'll try to get back to you. So thank you guys for watching, and have a great day.